Hey folks, it is Kevin here, and it is October 31st, which means it is Halloween. And I'm pretty scruffy, guys. I haven't shaved in a few days. If you're wondering why, it's because today, my Halloween costume, I was a hairy princess. That's right, I wore a princess wig and a pink tutu, and the kids thought it was hilarious. And it was a lot of fun. Now, of course, I'm in Japan, and as we all know, Japan is not a country that traditionally celebrates Halloween. And to be honest, really the only countries that have the tradition of trick-or-treating are America and Canada. And I kind of just wanted to kind of pine about Halloween and talk about how wonderful it is for me and how much I love Halloween. And I mean, I'm a Canadian, and I grew up in a country that embraced the celebration of Halloween. And I grew up trick-or-treating every year. And I've got nothing but absolutely wonderful, wonderful memories with regards to trick-or-treating and Halloween. And, I started trick-or-treating as a very young boy. I have an older brother, and we would go out and go, around the town. I grew up in a very small town. We'd go around, of course, as we were really young, we just kind of went around in our neighborhood, our direct neighborhood. And as we got older, we would, kind of branch out more and go further and further. In the beginning, guided by your parents, and as you get older with your friends, and it was just good stuff. We lived in a very small town. We didn't have, kind of like here in Japan, everyone just goes to Toys R Us and buys their costume. And I'll get to the whole kind of concept of Japan celebrating Halloween, but everyone just goes to Toys R Us and buys a costume, and that's it. Whereas in where we were, my parents would make our costumes, and we would have Halloween parties. We would, maybe at school, we'd dress up for Halloween. I suppose too, I grew up in a very homogenous kind of culture, very kind of like Catholic/Protestant culture in Eastern Canada, and the whole concept of PC wasn't really around at that point, so there was no problem with everyone dressing up for Halloween and going to school dressed up for Halloween. None of this crap like, oh, it's pagan or this or that, so we really kind of embraced it, and it was a lot of fun. And again, I just have wonderful memories, and I just have great memories of going to all the different places, and those adults who were so into Halloween as well decorated their houses so amazingly and trying to scare us. And I remember getting all that amazing candy and coming home with it, and the pillowcase filled with candy, and dumping it on my bed and sorting through it. And my mother, recently I was talking to my mother, and she says how, for example, here's something I don't know if you have in America, but in Canada we have ketchup flavored potato chips. And I always loved ketchup chips so much, so I'd make swaps. I think my brother apparently didn't like them as much as I did, so I'd trade him other flavors of chips or cheesies or this or that, and I'd get his ketchup chips. And we'd make deals and barter. And eating too much candy, getting sick. Eating too much candy and getting pimples on your face, even though you're a little kid. So Halloween was just nothing, and I just remember the week leading up to Halloween, all those amazing Halloween TV shows and movies that would come on. I love the movie Hocus Pocus. I still do, actually. I honestly, I wasn't very young when that came out, but watching like It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, so many great Halloween shows, Scooby-Doo Halloween Special, and yeah, so I have wonderful connection to Halloween. Now, I live in Japan. My son is half Japanese, he's half Canadian, so we brought him to a Halloween party last weekend, 2 weekends ago, and he went to a Halloween party today, which is so awesome, and it's really great that he gets to have that connection. Now you might be wondering, Kevin, you live in Japan, what the hell is all this stuff about Halloween going on there? Well, the Japanese people love to adopt festivals and celebrations from other countries. They do it all the time. They get really into Christmas, and it's kind of weird and odd when you come from a country where that is a kind of tradition, because you're kind of watching people doing something, but they're not really kind of doing it right, or they don't know how to do it, in your opinion. So for example, in Canada, we traditionally at Christmas get turkey, and we cook turkey, and eat it either Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day, whereas in Japan, people go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and buy buckets of chicken. Halloween, we go trick-or-treating. People, the Halloween, they love to, a lot of kids enjoy dressing up in costumes, of course, and making believe and all that. But people don't go from house to house trick or treating. But we arranged, for example, with our school today, where we arranged with different businesses around our school, where the kids were able to go to the different businesses and trick or treat there. So it was a lot of fun. So there you go. Trick or treating, Halloween. I love Halloween as an adult. I have a lot of wonderful memories, a lot of nostalgia, and yeah, again, I grew up in Canada, so we used to trick or treat every year, and it was a big deal. And I think for those of you who live in other places who never got to experience it, I'm sorry, I feel a bit bad for you, because you missed out on something really fun. But I'm sure in other places you have other traditions that we don't have in Canada that you get to enjoy and embrace. So there you go, Halloween. They do it in Japan in an interesting, odd way. It's Halloween night. I'm walking home, and I've seen different groups of adults. I saw a group of about a dozen women dressed up like zombies, heading somewhere, obviously to a Halloween party. That was kind of cool. Oh well, there you go, guys. Halloween. It's Halloween night here in Japan. It's Halloween morning wherever, if you're in North America. So for all of you in America and Canada, anywhere in the world, have a happy Halloween, have a wonderful Halloween, and enjoy it. It's an awesome, awesome tradition, and the longer I live abroad, often the more I love where I'm from more. So I'm a Canadian, and I think that the more time I spend abroad, the more I love being a Canadian, and the more I kind of hold on to the traditions I grew up with. Cheesy, true though. Alright guys, Kevin, very tired Kevin, I'm wicked tired. I gotta go home and sort out, my iMac is foobarred, my iMac kind of busted. I got a DVD cut on my iMac, I gotta get out. Alright guys, see you later. Oh, and by the way, I will be doing another Japan Korea news. Actually, it's coming up tonight, so see you later.